50 years ago, the late Brigadier General Samuel Osaigbovo Ogbemudia, a visionary and one-time governor of the defunct Midwestern, later renamed Bendel State, founded Unity School, Agbarho.
Actually, the history of this school was, like we're told, was founded by the late governor of former Bendel State, the military governor, Dr. Samuel Ogbemudia. And his intention to bring that word unity school, to bring, after the war, to bring back Nigerians together. That was why this school was founded. It's on that premise this school was founded.
And once you were here, all you were expected to do was to sit down and read.
In its early days, the school was known for its rigorous admission process, accepting only those students who placed first, second or third in their previous schools. Over the years, this once prestigious standard has suffered decades of steady decline, so much so that today, a visit to the school will reveal a stark and poignant tale, one not unique to Unity School Agbarho, by the way, but all too familiar to public schools across Nigeria. A story of dilapidation, poor maintenance, rot and neglect.
So Unity School was set up as an academic center of excellence for the old Bendel State, that's Edo and Delta states, and pupils were picked from across all the local governments of those states. So a special place was selected, being Agbarho, and this place had at a point served as an agric center. So the original idea was to have a comprehensive center from primary to secondary, but over time, once the visionary, the late Dr. Ogbemudia, passed, the original concept began to be watered down, and that's what you see has resulted in the current state of school, which is a far cry from what it used to be in its heydays.
Amidst this reality of neglect exists an expression of hope that Phoenix will arise once more from this ash heap of despair. This is the story of Unity School, Agbarho. Delta, a state in the south-south geopolitical zone of Nigeria, is named after the Niger Delta area, a significant portion of which is within the state. Carved out of the former Bendel State on August 27, 1991, Delta State today comprises 25 local government areas, with its capital in Asaba. It stands as the 23rd largest of Nigeria's 36 states and the 12th most populous, with an estimated population of over 5.6 million people as of 2016. Delta State boasts some of the most open and urbanized towns and cities in the Nigerian Federation.
I am His Royal Majesty Samson Ogbemudia I, the 19th government appointed, government staffed, and government presently member of Delta State Traditional Council or Delta State Council of Traditional Rulers.
Agbarho is a community within Ughelli North Local Government Area of Delta State and one of the kingdoms that form the Yoruba tribe of Nigeria. The Yoruba people, the predominant tribe in this area, speak the Agbarho dialect of the Yoruba language.
As a royal father, I am very pleased with your pace of development and assistance to the school.
The Osaigbovo of Agbarho, the traditional ruler, leads the Agbarho kingdom. Agbarho, with an estimated population of over 500,000 people, is home to one of Nigeria's most prestigious secondary schools, Unity School, Agbarho.
So Unity Unity School was set up as an academic center of excellence for the old Bendel State, that's Edo and Delta states, and pupils were picked from across all the local governments of those states. So a special place was selected, being Agbarho, and this place had at a point served as an agric center and also as some kind of military cantonment point.
Actually, the history of this school was, like we were told, was founded by the late governor of former Bendel State, the military governor, Dr. Ogbemudia, and his intention to bring that word unity school, to bring, after the war, to bring back Nigerians together. That was why this school was founded. It's on that premise this school was founded. So they brought people from all over the state, former Bendel State, 19 local governments to start this school. Like we were told, because I was not part of it then, they started in primary school. So some of them started in primary 4. In that 1974, the school was founded.
I joined Unity School Agbarho on the second batch of recruitment in 1975. I came here in primary 6, and from here we progressed to year 1 in secondary school, did the full 5 years here. I graduated from here in 1981. Okay, during our time, the environment was more serene than we had it, and the culture was that this school was going to be a feeder school to University of Benin. So once you came inside here, you were expected to be groomed and qualified to enter the university even without admission.
There is actually a decline in terms of the quality compared to what we used to have then. Okay, this may not be unconnected with the general outlook of our country, where education is no longer key to your success in this country.
Historically, the people of Agbarho, primarily farmers and traders, valued education and supported the establishment of Unity School. They not only allowed their children to attend, but also took pride in the institution that has produced some of Nigeria's brightest minds. In 1974, Brigadier Ogbemudia, then governor of Bendel State, introduced the concept of Unity Schools in his budget speech. The struggle for Bendel State students to gain admission into prestigious federal government colleges, despite high academic standing, led to his decision to create schools offering equal opportunities across the state. Agbarho was chosen to pilot this initiative, converting its agricultural school into the first Unity School. This initial vision of the school was to have all-boys single-gender, majority boarding institution with Dr. Ade Ilempe, the strict disciplinarian, as its pioneer principal. So, the first cohort included the best 10 students called from the 19 local government areas of the state from their previous primary schools, with the best teachers posted from each local government area as well. That was how Unity School Agbarho officially opened on November 10, 1974, symbolizing great promise and hope. The single-gender policy changed a few years later, when in 1982, under free education, the school expanded its enrollment to almost double its size, relaxed its rigorous selection criteria, and became a coeducational institution with both boys and girls students. The goal was to foster unity and expand educational opportunities to all with free textbooks and no tuition accessed. The incoming early students were mostly day students and were recruited from the local catchment areas with lower standards. This initiative, although aimed at fostering unity among Bendel State's diverse tribes, especially after the Nigerian Civil War, and offering more opportunities added to dwindling resources, this set the stage for a downward spiral for the school.
Due to dilapidating structures and it has affected the facilities which are really needed to raise children properly. I think there is actually a decline in terms of the quality compared to what we used to have then. Okay, this may not be unconnected with the general outlook of our country, where education is no longer key to your success.
Number one most thing I don't really like about the school is the absence of our school bus. When our students want to go out for their competition, they'll be stranded, they'll have to hire a bus. And that's wrong. When they'll go, students will be entering their bus back, but our students they won't have what to fall back to. They'll have to be depending on transport. And secondly is our insecurity. Our school is not fenced at all, and that's wrong. And there are borders in the school. That's not an evidence of security. It means our school is not properly secured.
When the roots of a tree begin to decay, it spreads death to the branches. This adage aptly captures the current state of Unity School, Agbarho, and Nigeria's broader education sector. This poignant metaphor illustrates the declining standards in public education and its far-reaching consequences.
I speak here on a fond memory. I read with some concern the 45th anniversary speech of our pioneer principal, Dr. Adelimpe, where he recounted the vision to teach French to young men with the hope that at some point in their careers they would be able to interact with all of the surrounding French-speaking countries. I am a beneficiary of that vision. I also was privileged to win a competition at the Ahmadu Bello University in Zaria, which led to a French government scholarship to France, where I studied at the Sorbonne and in Besançon. And this led ultimately to a career in the United Nations Secretariat, where I worked in the Office of Conference Services, primarily because of French language. And that put me not only in the scope of the original vision, which was to be useful in West Africa, but that put me in the same room with a lot of world leaders, Nelson Mandela, Nyerere of Tanzania, the Sultan of Morocco, Yitzhak Rabin, all of these gentlemen deceased, but I was privileged to meet them while working at the Secretariat.
Today, because of the 50th anniversary, I decided to remember those days that I used to wear uniform. So I decided to wear it today. Then at that time, though I'm not properly dressed, because if my principal there, Mr. Owe, is here, then he will flog me because I didn't wear belts. I'm supposed to wear belts. That is a complete student. And my head is not supposed to be many like this because we are not all students. We can now do anything that we like. So it gladens my heart that today I'm wearing this uniform because this uniform really inspired me. Because when I was in this school, I'm a rural girl, I'm a village girl. I used to trek from a village called Ogbemudia, about 5 kilometers from here. When I'm going home under the sun, that inspires me today. That is why I work hard to become what I am. This school really built me. That challenge of trekking under the sun. When I get home, I will soak garri. That is why on the first day here, I brought garri for us to soak. Many of them can testify to it. This school inspired me.
My sojourn in Unity School started from 1974 as a 9-year-old, when for the first time I had to leave my parents, leave my community, Auchi, in far away, what is today Isako West local government area, but then was the Isako division. Because I was among the few chosen, 29 of us then, from present day 3 local government areas of Isako West, Isako East and Isako Central, and to come here for further education because of course we were adjudged to have excelled, and it gives me great joy to be able to come back, you know, and feel the soil, you know, of this community, as it were, that gave me my early start in life. It's not anywhere close to what we were used to, but nevertheless, you can't take the feeling away from me. I'm proud to have been a product of Unity School Agbarho, and as enshrined in the pledge of the school, everywhere I am, I remain a representative of Unity School Agbarho.
Before this deterioration, memories of Unity School Agbarho are filled with its days of glory, achievements, beauty, and the promise embodied in its motto that all may be one. Tambo, from Akuku Edo to Bomadi, from the north to the south, east to west, students of Unity School Agbarho were forged into a dynamic, formidable force. The school boasted a main gate comparable to that of any federal university, soccer fields, glass houses, orchard farms, staff quarters, dining halls, piggery, poultry, dispensary, and more. Many great minds emerged from this institution, including captains of industry, doctors, engineers, bankers, and even award-winning artists like Dr. Don Pedro Obaseki.
I'm really disappointed with the state of dilapidation of the buildings, because then there were beautiful buildings because Ogbemudia made provision for everything. Unfortunately, when there was a change in government, the fortune of the school changed. It was through the superlative effort of the principal that we were able to remain here and achieve our educational goal. Many of the beauty are in very bad state of disrepair, leaking room, and all sorts of things. We expect a better picture of this school, given that it still remains a model and a special school, and Delta State happen to have been one of the very rich states in the country. I am sure they can do better by changing the fortune of the school.
The financial challenges of Unity School, however, began in 1979, 4 years after Ogbemudia's government was ousted, with the paradigm shift in government policy initiated by Professor Ambrose Folonsho Ali's administration through the Free Education for All policy. The regime neglected the school, citing the absence of legislation establishing it as a special institution. This led to a reduced funding, a stark contrast from when the principal had direct access to the governor. Local officials who once ensured student transportation became indifferent. Efforts to address infrastructure and other challenges were stonewalled. This was disheartening for the students who were highly intelligent and had chosen Unity School over federal colleges. In response, the PTA levied students 10 naira each to build an all-purpose laboratory. Despite these challenges, Dr. Elempe sought to provide a well-rounded education, introducing French to students, understanding Nigeria's francophone neighbors.
Best students then shouldn't be best forever. Our young people should be challenged to say, this man left room, and what was the room? I had an A2 in biology. They should have overcome that and gotten something. And the other record we had then was in JAMB. I had 375 over 400. I had 100% in two subjects, physics and maths, in the JAMB. And so those records should inspire our younger people to work hard and beat them.
The school produced exceptional students like engineer Samson Ivovi, who achieved the best result in West Africa in 1981. During its glory days, the dedication of teachers and seriousness of students who studied beyond the 10 p.m. lights out and shunned exam malpractices made a difference. Today, with a large student population, one wonders what happened to Unity School. In Nigeria, especially in major cities, there has been a significant shift from public to private education.
I play football because I like it because it's what I'm good at. I do go for competitions for the school, which we sometimes become stranded due to a lack of school bus. We'll be depending on transport. Most times, some kind of sporting facilities that we are supposed to go for, we are not allowed to go because of the inability of transportation. The school bus is what hindered us from going to those sports.
First of all, let's start with their infrastructure. Although we have good classrooms, some have been renovated recently, but some of them still need to be worked on, especially the windows, the protectors, then their seats. Some of them still don't have chair. The classes with chair, the children are somehow crowded, so they will need chairs for them to learn effectively. Then the floor, so the classroom, the floors are not good. They need to be cemented. Though they've been cemented before, but it's an old school, so some of the floors are bad.
Every sphere of life is that we go through phases, we go through different eras. So you see something go up and then maybe it comes down. So I wouldn't say it's a deliberate attempt to run down public schools, but if you notice generally, even the running of the country, the infrastructure generally are dilapidated. So it's just a reflection of what's happening in the general society. I used to think, I used to be a football fan, and one of the things I noticed about football teams is that at any point in time, once somebody is leaving the club and the person who is replacing that player is not up to the level of that person, that club has started to decline.
Public schools like Unity School, Agbarho, once represented quality education. Government secondary schools, federal staff schools, federal government colleges, and schools for the gifted, reputable institutions. Parents aspired to enroll their children in these schools, and failure to gain admission was distressing. Today, public schools like Unity School, Agbarho no longer hold their former prestige, despite efforts from alumni associations like Osa. Chronic underfunding, inadequate infrastructure, lack of teaching materials, poor maintenance, underpaid staff, corruption, mismanagement, and policy inconsistencies contribute to the decline. Structural decay such as dilapidated buildings, leaking roofs, broken desks, and inadequate sanitation poses safety risks students and creates an unconducive learning environment. Overcrowded classrooms, understocked libraries, and ill-equipped laboratories impede students' success.
In the summer of 2022, my class embarked on a project, an infrastructural project, which was to restore, and rebuild the administration block. Now you have to understand the administration block is a pivotal structure, that houses the principal's office, the staff, faculty, rooms, offices of housemasters and offices of leadership of the school. So it's a centerpiece building that really is located at the cul-de-sac of a rotary roundabout that you drive straight to from the main gate.
That is almost conventional and traditional these days, that when you get together in an institution like this, you form bonds. And so one of the ways of preserving those bonds is by having an association like us. So you will see that virtually every school has Old Students Association.
The Unity School Agbarho Old Students Association, OSA, comprises alumni from the school's inception to the latest graduates. OSA has significantly supported the school, even offering to pay teachers and staff salaries.
3 years of Unity School Agbarho in existence is what we are celebrating. It's a week-long activity. We started on Monday with arrival and cleaning of the premises. On Tuesday was a rally to sensitize the community and the environment about this our Golden Jubilee celebration. Wednesday, we had health talk. Wednesday. Yesterday, Thursday, was Cultural Day, which was to give opportunity to our students, the current students in the school and teachers, to be part of this celebration. It was awesome, to the glory of God. And today, Friday, we had exhibition. And then after the exhibition, our Muslim brothers went to the mosque for Juma service. It's one of the ways in which we want to glorify God for the success of the celebration. Now it's a novelty football match between the boys and the girls. Tomorrow, Saturday, is the grand finale. The governor, Edo Delta, commissioners, top government functionaries, the traditional ruler here in the community, the Osuji of Agbarho, the President General of the community, and other dignitaries, including our old students from far and near. We are congregating here tomorrow to celebrate. And the high point of that celebration is raising up an endowment fund for we, the old students, so that the returns we get from it annually, we can divert it into interventions in this school, both academics and infrastructure. Sunday will be the rounding up with a Thanksgiving at St. Gregory, the Great Catholic Church here in Agbarho. So that is the week-long activity. We're also having a gala night tomorrow, strictly for old students and our dignitaries at Wellington Hotel in Efron by 7 p.m.
And it didn't start today because, like I said, this was like a center of excellence. And so once we went to school and started coming back and seeing those changes, we were motivated to try and see. So some of the infrastructure you may have seen, like the laboratory, was actually one of the first initial intervention projects by the old students. It was a combination of the old students, the PTA association, and then Chevron employees who were graduates of this school that pulled together to put that project, the laboratory project, in place.
Our long-term plan is the endowment. We are raising 300 million by the grace of God to be endowed, so that the returns that come from it every year, we use them for intervention. And as people are also graduating, we expect that they will also contribute to the endowment. Now, it becomes sustainable. It's not a matter of every year you begin to levy people, you begin to tax people. It becomes sustainable as far as we put the endowment into very stable portfolio.
To address the school's decline and infrastructure deficits, Osa invested in renovating and maintaining school buildings, constructing toilets, classrooms, and sporting facilities, and collaborating with the PTA and youth corps members to build a laboratory. The decay in public education has profound implications. Poor working conditions and lack of opportunities drive talented teachers and administrators away from public schools, further diminishing their quality. Using Unity School Agbarho as an example, there is enough reason to believe that even in the face of such despair, there is hope. However, this hope and aspiration will only be meaningful if the government allocates adequate resources to the education sector, ensuring that funds are effectively utilized to improve infrastructure and teaching materials in all public schools.
My vision is to actually develop children who will grow up to become responsible adults. Being a father myself, I know the challenges that are before these children, and I use that to follow up, because I know, like I earlier said, that the children are a function of the society where they are growing. They are a function of what they see, what you impute into them, just like your phone. It is, when you really buy a phone, it is what is you download into it that it will give back to you.
My name is James Ohiemaruke, and I'm the National President for Unity School Agbarho Old Students Association. In this privileged position, I consider myself blessed to preside over very renowned professionals, successful businessmen, industrialists, scholars, professionals and educators in our midst. And specific changes or improvements that I would like to see in the school, if revitalized, will be to renovate the principal's lodge, to beautify the school environment, to grade the entrance road from the highway leading to the main gate. I believe that these changes will create a welcoming and inspiring atmosphere for students and visitors alike. As for my long-term goals for the school and how I plan to achieve this, our long-term goals for Unity School include a full digital transformation, such as implementing a learning management system to modernize education delivery and tracking performance trends. Additionally, boosting educational standards by ensuring the deployment of high-quality instructors will definitely elevate the school standing. I say this because I'm a product of high-quality instructors. I graduated from Unity School and went on to the university to study petroleum engineering. And today, I work for the largest oil company in the world called Saudi Aramco. And in this position, I have, over the course of my career, I've been able to author about 54 US patents, filed and granted. And I believe that the very foundation for my accomplishments, among many others, was laid right in Unity School Agbarho through high-quality instructors that we had at the time. So we have other lofty goals which we call our strategic pillars, and that includes making sure that we have a hybrid power system for the students and faculty. I believe that these goals will be achieved through strategic partnerships, sustained fundraising, and advocacy for quality education.
The government of Delta State must make conscious efforts to assist Osa in renovating school infrastructure, enhancing teacher training programs, and offering competitive salaries to attract and retain high-quality educators. This should not just be a matter of policy, but a moral imperative for both Delta States and the nation's growth and development.
If you've enjoyed this video and like to see more content like this, please help support our growth by giving a thumbs up, subscribing to our YouTube channel, following our various social media handles, and please do send us a little donation to help us continue making more content like this.